in the first like month of release, they could completely stop promoting it. And then what's left to do at that point? Like, you know, it really undercuts all the effort that you put into it. So I'd say trust yourself to like, because and like looking back on like my first album, I did that with an indie label, and it just like didn't do well. And I was so disappointed with like how it was handled, how like there was no real effort put into like, you know, the album itself and like the meaning behind it. Like it just, they really missed the mark on like how to push that.
Yeah.
So
that's super interesting. Wow.
I'm sure
I'm happy you told me that.
Yeah, it's the opposite advice from other people. A lot of people are like, you know, get yourself signed and like have someone else like really realize your own, you know, creative direction and things like that. I say the opposite. Like it'll be more fulfilling, and it'll also be more successful if you are like, you know, doing everything yourself first.
Wow, that's super interesting. Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, especially now with like the labels, you know, when they're signing someone, they're really just looking at like their fan base and how many streams they're getting. So it really is all mathematical now, right?
It is. They're looking at like how can I market this person, and how marketable are they? How commercially successful are they going to be?
And back in the day, even like, I don't know, like I read Clive Davis's book, and it's like, obviously he just wanted to make money, right, off of, let's say, like Whitney Houston, but it was also just like an investment in Whitney Houston, and it was like, you know, saying like, okay, like we need to spend time on this person, and actually it's like it's a gamble, but like, you know, you're willing to take that risk and really like invest in the person itself. And now it's so not personal. It's so
they're not taking risks on anyone anymore. That's why like
exactly
don't trust these major labels. They have so much control over the music industry. They're looking for what has stuck already. They're looking for the TikTok stars that have 1 million people who are immediately going to listen to their music. They're looking for the people who have that fan base that are going to buy your merch. They're going to buy your music. Like the industry is in such a weird place right now where like they're not willing to risk it on talented people anymore. So if you are one of those people that is talented and has a dream and really wants to go for it, do it yourself and don't trust it in the hands of people who are looking to just make money.
Is there a time that you would say is an appropriate time to sign with a label?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're at a point where you do have a fan base and, you know, you have your own creative direction, you have a vision for it, and you're at a point where you need label funding. Like you have an album, you want to go on tour, things like that. Yeah. But like I wouldn't even suggest like a typical label deal. I would only suggest licensing deals. Like license your music out. Let them, you know, have a stake in it for 10 years and then it goes back to you. Like don't sell away the rights to your music like that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Cool. This is good. This is good advice for the beginning artist.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, trust yourself a little bit more. Like the internet has so many resources, and you can do it all yourself. Like look at all these people who like go viral. It's like you don't need a label to get you there. And chances are they're not going to get you there. They have like other established artists and like other people who like have proven that they're going to make them money that they're going to invest more in and focus more on. So get yourself into a position where they are like, oh, we can invest in you, and you have the decision to make, like, do I want that, or can I continue doing this on my own, you know, and not have a label involved?
Yeah. Wow. That's wild. Yeah, Skyler, thank you so much for that information. I feel like there's a lot of artists that are also producing that or listening to the show and need to know this information. So I hope it gets to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough when you're starting out and you don't have a network and like you don't know who to talk to about these things. And like I've learned over the years, like, wow, I know quite a bit about the industry, and like I want to be able to share that knowledge because like I wish someone had told me in 2017, like, you probably don't need to release your music on a label. Like, you can definitely do this yourself. And it could be very successful. Like I did The Drive independent and it did very well. So like there's
and it looks like really good. It looks like,
Thank you.
Like everything. I mean, like not just the song, but the visuals, the video.
Thank you. Yeah, it all can be done as long as you like really put the time in. Being an independent artist is not as daunting as it sounds.
Yeah. Are there any resources you'd recommend that people check out to get even more knowledge on this stuff?
I think like a really good thing to do would be check out your favorite artists and like Google the hell out of them, go through their interviews. A lot of them are willing to talk about this stuff, and see their beginnings and like what they did to get to where they are. That's very helpful. A lot of them do podcasts
the reverse
now.
Engineering,
Yeah. So there's a wealth of knowledge just from like your own favorite artists, the ones who've done the same, took the same route as you.
Nice. I love it. Skyler, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story and
Thank
all
you.
of this amazing information. How can the audience find you on the internet?
So you can just Google Skyler Cocco. It's Skyler with an E, and then Cocco is Cocco. I've had my biggest pet peeve in the whole world is when people spell my name wrong, like in emails, when like it says it right there on the email. So Skyler.
I will make sure not to F this up when I release the episode then.
Yeah, so. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like irrationally angry when people spell my name wrong. It like drives me nuts because people can't find me that way. I mean, I guess Google will correct it. At this point, they do. But yeah, it's at Skyler Cocco on everything.
Yeah, everyone spells my name wrong in Hebrew, so and it frustrates me. So I get it.
It's like a personal attack.
Yeah, right. So you don't know me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Skyler, this has been great. Thank you so much for joining me on the show, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secret Sonics. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Skyler as much as I did. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our other episodes, I'd super appreciate it if you would leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you could share this episode or your favorite episode with a friend or two, that would also really help the show move forward. In addition to that, you can find us on social media. Just search for Secret Sonics. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And you can email me at secretsonics@gmail.com if you have any comments, feedback, guests you might want to recommend, anything like that. So that's about it for now. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there and dig in. Bye-bye.